Howdy, I'm CyberX with Outlandishly Crafted, and today we're talking about the UDIO and UMG, just nightmare. So I wanted to just I've already done another video about it, but there's an antitrust part of it where I think, in my opinion, as a consumer and as a business being affected by this, I think there's definitely a complaint here. So I was going to have ChatGPT read what I came up with it for my complaint, and you can put in the comments if you agree or disagree, or maybe you want to do yours differently, or maybe you want to change some of the different parts. But I think this gives a good overview of the issues.
Updated now to explicitly participation ships own press materials. PAB United States Department of Justice Antitrust Division Antitrust and Consumer Protection Complaint date October 30th, 2025. Submitted by Jeremy Benisek. Email cyberax@outlandishlycrafted.com. Phone 970-210-626. Location Clifton, Colorado 8152. Business Outlandishly Crafted. Cyberole. Paying business customer of UDIO with 800 plus published songs on Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Music. 1. Summary of complaint. This complaint concerns anti-competitive and anti-consumer conduct by Universal Music Group, UMG, tied to its settlement and partnership with UDIO announced today. As part of the transition, UDIO disabled user downloads exports without prior notice, locking paying customers out of their works. Concurrent press materials and coverage also show UMG will participate in new revenues from this arrangement going forward. AP News Nap 2. Factual background. Today's record. UMG and UDIO settled litigation and announced industry-first strategic agreements to co-launch a licensed AI music creation consumption streaming platform in 2026. UMG's release states the new license agreements will provide further revenue opportunities for UMG artists and songwriters. UMG AP reports that, as part of the deal, UDIO immediately stopped allowing people to download songs they've created, and that the service will be controlled within a walled garden, triggering significant user backlash and cancellations. AP News, Reuters Pitchfork, and The Verge confirm a settlement plus licensing partnership framework, with details to follow, highlighting UMG's strategic role in the new platform. Reuters and Have 3. Nature of anti-competitive conduct. UMG, as a dominant rights holder, has used litigation and settlement leverage to force competitive changes at an independent creation platform. The removal of downloads and shift to a UMG-licensed walled garden reduces consumer choice and forecloses rival exportable creation workflows. By tying the settlement to a licensing partnership that pays UMG going forward, UMG vertically expands from rights control into co-control of a creation environment, tightening market power over both inputs, catalog rights, and outputs, creator distribution monetization. AP News 4. Consumer and business harm. Abrupt removal of core functionality and change in rights expectations. Paying customers lost download export access to works, many wholly original, without advance notice or a meaningful opportunity to back up content. AP News will damage. I operate Outlandishly Crafted with 800 plus tracks in circulation. Loss of export blocks, lawful backup, remix updates, and distributor deliverables, causing real revenue and reputational harm. C. Data access portability concerns. Disabling downloads and retaining user creations after account deletion raise issues for data access portability and deceptive change in service practices, FTC Act 5, and for EU subjects GDPR Arts 15 to 20. D. Profit conflicts. UMG's partnership terms explicitly anticipate new revenue streams for UMG from UDIO's service, while users simultaneously lose exportability and face walled garden constraints, shifting value from creators to the label partner. UMG 5. Market impact and pattern. Contemporaneous coverage frames this as a template for licensed AI walled gardens under label control. If left unchecked, this will suppress independent tools, steer creators into UMG-controlled subscription funnels, and entrench UMG's dominance across creation and distribution. The Verge 6. Additional partnership revenue and ownership issues. New. Revenue participation by UMG. UMG states the new license agreements will provide further revenue opportunities for its artists and songwriters, and by inference the company, aligning UMG's financial incentives with UDIO's new non-download controlled model. UMG, walled garden and ownership effects. AP notes downloads are now unavailable, with creations controlled inside a walled garden. This raises material questions about whether UDIO UMG's framework reduces or reassigns practical ownership monetization control over user outputs created on the platform. AP News Transparency Gap. Neither UMG nor UDIO has disclosed full financial terms or the precise treatment of user-generated outputs under the new regime, only that UMG will benefit from new revenue opportunities, leaving creators without clarity on ownership, licensing splits, or export rights. Reuters confirms settlement and partnership, but no terms. Reuters 7 laws potentially implicated. Sherman Act Couple 1-2 concerted restraints, monopolization attempt. Clayton Act 7 agreements that substantially lessen competition, foreclose rivals. FTC Act 5 unfair deceptive acts. The coordination with FTC on sudden removal of consumer capabilities and data access changes. Requested DOJ action. 1. Open a formal investigation into UMG's conduct surrounding the Oct. 30th, 2025 settlement and partnership with UDIO, including directives related to download export shutdowns. 2. Issue preservation demands for UMG UDIO communications and change logs. 3. Seek interim relief requiring UDIO to restore export download access for legitimate user-generated works pending investigation. 4. Coordinate with the FTC on potential consumer protection violations, sudden feature removal, data access portability, deletion practices. 5. Examine whether UMG's vertical expansion into a partnered creation platform with revenue participation substantially forecloses competition from independent AI music tools. 9. Evidence attachments available upon request, archived UDIO TOS and UI pre-post Oct. 30th, 2025, and billing records. Screenshots of failed down.
And then it just goes into sources and stuff. And then you can get the sources. If you click this little button, it'll give you all the sources, and you can literally just copy these. Right? And then in your complaint, you can just paste those at the bottom so all of those sources that it refers to goes along with them. I believe it even has like the link works too. So it gives that's recent, what it is, you know, all the way down. So you make it easy on them and include everything with it. So I think that gives a good overview of my thoughts and feelings from you know, putting it together with ChatGPT, trying to just come up with as a consumer how I feel, and then you know it's impossible to sit down and write this stuff. So having ChatGPT write it for you is very helpful, just to make it a lot more consumable for the Department of Justice versus me sitting here writing it like a freaking caveman email. You know, it's like I can tell ChatGPT the things I'm frustrated about, how I feel this is unfair, how this is affecting me as a consumer, how this affects me as a creator and as a business owner, and all of those things, and my choices and options. There's really no options anymore. Like, they just killed it, you know, with this and Suno going down. So it's really sad because it, like, I made memorial songs, you know, for family members that passed away about their lives. You know, made songs that made me cry, or family members that cried that were about their lives, or um, praise and worship songs. Just so many things that you know, it's kind of like transporting to the future 100 years into like a Star Trek style future where you can go into a holodeck and take the things out of your brain and create them. And it's wonderful, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. Like, look what's in my brain that I was able to get out and share with other people and connect to other people's hearts and souls. And wow, even though I don't have this natural talent and ability, I was able to take something that I feel and I see and translate it. What more is art than that? And then you're snapped back to reality, and that's all taken away because someone else wrote a dictionary before you and it includes all the words, so now you can't use any of them. Like, how many notes are there? How many different ways can you put them together? I made 800 songs. They're all published on all the platforms, and not one single one of them flagged a copyright. And yet you're telling me that somehow UDIO violated some rules, and yet they did everything possible to not violate the rules, and yet some bully comes in and says, we don't care, we're just going to take it all anyways, and we're going to force it all to work how we want, because creativity and art is only for those that have this God-given special ability. It's not for everyone. The freedom to create and the freedom to express is not for everyone. Even though it's part of our founding rights as Americans. The freedom to express. And yes, that doesn't mean every American gets a guitar or a piano given to them. We don't have the right to the tools. But some big bully coming and saying, I wrote a dictionary and now every single word in every order ever for the rest of time is mine, is bullshit. And UMG knows it. And their artists know it. And that's why they're so scared. And that's why this is their last ditch effort. If they can't stop this, then their hold over this whole concept that natural skill is the only way that you can make a song that touches people. Or you just have to work hard enough at it. If you just work long enough at it, you can be a rock star. Which we all know is bullshit. Have you ever gone bowling? Some people are good at it and some people suck at it. It doesn't matter how much time that you put into it. You're not going to get any better at it. How about golf? How about all the people you know that spend all their time playing golf? Do they ever get better at it? How about video games? Do they ever get better at it? Do they ever become the world champions because they just tried harder? No. So that means you've walled off all of music creation from everybody but the small percent in Hollywood or Nashville that want to ditch everything in their life and go do only that. But everybody else that has an image in their brain or has a lyric that keeps repeating their whole life. I've had lyrics, I've had ideas my whole life. I have a wall of them. I have books. I have like 40 binders of books with and only recently with UDIO was I able to express that and have that option of expression. And what does the big guys do? They snuff it out. If there isn't any, if that's not antitrust, if that's not anti-consumer, what is? I mean, how much farther do they have to go to beat us down and to shut down the service for 2 months? No refunds, no 30-day notice, no TOS notifications, just a change of terms of service, take it or leave it. Completely different than what we paid for signed up under our agreements and our subscriptions. So, Department of Justice, what is? Explain to us, the consumer, how this is acceptable to have some big giant threaten until the little guy is so scared. And this isn't the first time this happens all over. I was there. I was around during Napster days. I was around during the Juarez days. I was around during all of those days. I've been on the internet since the very beginning. And we were abused then. And I have no problem giving a middle finger to Metallica. Fuck you, Metallica, for the abuse that you've put us all in so you can snort some more fucking drugs up your nose. And then recently find out that Metallica's using AI to fake their audiences and their crowds. So they can replace us with AI. But when we replace them with AI, they use all those big dollars against us. The copyright laws are antiquated and bullshit if this is how they're used, and they need to be addressed as well. So this is my complaint. Again, you can go to the Department of Justice website. I just Google it, United States antitrust complaint. The FTC's closed right now because the government shut down, so the Department of Justice is the only one that you can file to. That's beyond the point. I mean, just the fact that the FTC is the FTC is the FTC paid somebody to edit their websites because they're shut down. Think about that. They're still paying the hosting. They paid somebody to edit the websites because the government shut down and can't afford to pay somebody to edit the websites that they could have just left on and just let the complaints build up. But instead, because they want you to know that they're closed, even though they're still paying the hosting, they paid someone to edit the website to tell you that they can't afford to edit the website. So at least the Department of Justice's website still functions. It takes complaints. God knows if anybody's reading them. Probably not. So thanks for watching, and yeah. If you didn't watch the other video about you got to get your music downloaded, they did say that November 3rd they're going to open up downloads. I have thousands of songs. I'm going to have to spend 2 days just clicking one at a time. The batch download feature's not even, I'd have to give them more money to upgrade to a different plan to use the batch feature. So I asked, are we going to get the batch feature for all accounts so we can batch download, which most likely not, because their servers are just going to get killed. 2 days is not a lot of time for everybody to download all their music. And then a lot of us really want our WAV files and our stem files. I mean, the stem files are really what I care about. I had all kinds of ideas of things I wanted to do with my songs, and I was just using UDIO is a great backup source. So I had my licenses, I had my stem files, my waves. If I want to ever go back and do more stuff or edits, that's right there. And so now I've got to pull all that out. They don't have a like one-click download it all option. Um, so just know you've got to do this. Plan accordingly. Thanks for watching.